What's poppin', y'all? It's your boy, Slate D Biggs for AnimeMCS. I just shot this whole video, and then my phone told me that it didn't have enough space for the video, so it wouldn't play what I recorded, and I had to delete it all and I'm starting again! But I'm happy to be here. Now I can go back on everything I said, and I can make it better. It's okay. Anyway, I'm back with some My Hero Academia greatness. Chapter 275 has a lot of shit that I want to talk about. This is going to be just talking about general things about the chapter, kind of a chapter review, kind of not. Before I get any further into the video, I wanted to say thank you so much to everyone that's been watching. It's really dope that I can just talk about manga and anime that I'm really passionate about, and somebody appreciates my perspective. So if you end up watching through the video and you like it, you should definitely subscribe to keep up with all of the dope anime and manga related content. Also, we do the MCS Anime Podcast. We just started it. We're trying to get deep into it. We're trying to evolve. We're going to grow. Right now, we're just talking about kind of doing reviews-ish. I don't know, just check it out. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe be interested in its growth, because it's definitely going to keep getting better. One last thing before I talk about My Hero Academia more. So, I got some Deku shoes. They were $35, so I thought, why the heck not? I think they look alright. They also make sure to let you know, this is My Hero Academia. These are not Legend of Zelda Deku shoes. Without any further ado, let's get into this chapter. So first of all, I want to drill into your head that I think my theory is going to be right. I still think that Endeavor is going to die in this arc. How I think it's going to happen is that he is not going to give up on pursuing Shigaraki. This is his #1 mission, and I don't know if Endeavor will have the maturity to say, I need to pull out. I think the worst thing for Hero Society and for everyone around us overall would be for me to die right here. Who knows? Maybe we will see a mature decision like that from Endeavor, but I kind of doubt it. And because Shigaraki is relentless on getting one for all right now, Bakugo and Deku are definitely going to be near. I think Todoroki is going to be there, and he's going to see what happens to Endeavor as well. Sure, their communication is cut off, but he saw the direction that they left in, and it's not going to be hard to see the explosions and the giant dragon lady flying around. You know, not very inconspicuous. So I think Endeavor is going to die in this arc. Bakugo, Deku, and Todoroki are going to be there to see it. I'm adamant about Todoroki being there because he has to see the final moments of what's going to happen with Endeavor. And Dabi's going to be there. Endeavor is going to be where Shigaraki's going to be. Gigantomachia is going to Shigaraki. And we know that everyone in the OG League of Villains squad saw Gigantomachia come up out of the ground. So he's going to have Toga, Compress. He's going to have Dabi. He's going to have everyone's favorite, Spinner. We might see some of them dogpile on Endeavor. Or who knows? There could end up being a solo fight between Dabi and Endeavor. And we will get the official reveal of Dabi's true identity, even though the fans are already pretty damn sure we know who it is. But this is just, it's got to be a moment that's like said, or we got to see the clear clarification. Like the look on everyone's face has to be like, what? There's been so many hints. It's like, it's out there. It's obvious. If he isn't a Todoroki, I'm going to be blown away. But that's crazy talk. Now, I want to see someone make a theory video on why Dabi is not a Todoroki. Please, try to do that. I'm going to look it up after this, actually.
So I did look it up, and at first glance, I only found one person make a Dabi is not a Todoroki theory, and it was the Afro Takus, and I think it was whack.
So anyway, actually getting into this chapter, the first thing I want to talk about is this little moment between Bakugo and Deku, which you could see it as kind of Bakugo saying, I'm following you because I don't want you to get hurt. I don't know if I would dig that deep into it. I think Bakugo is an interesting character. I like him, and I actually think that he would be a better main character than Deku. But I don't think Bakugo is explored enough. And I don't think he overall has, like, a deep enough reason or any clear conviction as to why he just wants to be a hero. Because it definitely doesn't seem like he's interested in the well-being of too many other people. It definitely seems like he's just bred to think that he's going to be a great hero, and he wants to not let everyone's expectations down. He was born with an explosion quirk. Everyone's like, wow, you're going to be such a great hero. He's got a superiority complex. Like, if anyone is getting more powerful than him or beating him in some way, it's pissing him off. And sure, they are in their young teens. They have a lot of development to do. And I personally have had time to sit down with a lot of things like this. But you just gotta realize that no matter how much you practice, no matter how good you are at something, there's always someone out there that's better. There's always some kind of way that, you know, people out there are going to be able to get the up on you. And that's just kind of life. You can't be mad because someone like Deku, who used to be powerless, and now you have to try your best to keep up with him when he's only using 30% of his power. You can't really just let that get to you too much and piss you off. It is kind of shitty though, because his whole life he's like, wow, I've been practicing so hard with my explosion quirk, and then this fucking loser over here just eats a piece of hair and becomes Superman. But the road he's had to walk is hard. You know, I'll give that to Deku. He is struggling, and he's just doing what he thinks is the best. Now, I do want to note that I do not think the best decision is to put yourself out in the open and just run away from everyone else that could potentially help you. Because I get it. You don't want other people to get involved. You don't want other superheroes to die. You don't want your friends to die. Check it, Deku. If you single yourself out and you're alone, are you confident enough in your ability to defeat Shigaraki? Because if you can't, if you run out in the open and you get caught with your pants down and no one's there to help you, he's going to get a one for all. And do you know what's going to happen after that? All your friends are probably going to die anyway. So personally, I don't think it's the best decision to run away from all the other heroes that could possibly assist you in one like final stand to take this motherfucker out. But maybe that's just me. Anyway, I think Bakugo's mindset is just a little immature, and he needs time to grow as a person, and maybe what he's about to witness in the oncoming chapters will give him that hindsight. He's blaming himself for a battle that was fated to happen. So regardless of when he got kidnapped or how it happens, All For One and All Might were going to fight again. He can't blame it on himself. The League of Villains taking interest in Bakugo and them going to save him doesn't mean that he's responsible exactly for All Might's downfall. So while having this conversation, Deku tells Endeavor to let him know if Shigaraki changes course. So Shigaraki smashes into the ground after this massive jump. He doesn't stick the landing. That's an understatement. This motherfucker smashes into the ground. But he came out of the pod at 75%. Now, I don't know, this might be dumb to say, but I don't know if he has 75% of the overall power output of all these quirks, or does he only have 75% of the quirks? Or is that not how it works at all? Who knows? We're just led to believe that something is going on with his body because he came out of the tank early. So after this embarrassing moment where he smashes into the ground, he does change course directly for Deku and Bakugo. He's using the search quirk, which is something that they don't know he has, but they should kind of have an idea that he might. They know that Ragdoll had her quirk stolen, and if Shigaraki has All For One now, why wouldn't he have that quirk? I think the hero should anticipate that Shigaraki might have the search quirk, because they didn't steal it from Ragdoll for no reason. And they can't be sure what all quirks were transferred. I get it, but I mean, like I said, they wouldn't steal it from Ragdoll for no reason. He uses search to spot them out. I mean, it's pretty obvious they're two lights that are moving solitarily. And it turns out that he can use the search like database of everyone that Ragdoll had come into contact with previously. So that's OP right there, man. That's some fire shit. He changes course, and then he reveals what the quirk he used against Endeavor in the last chapter was. It seemed like it could be kind of like Bakugo's, because it was a blast that came out of his hand. And it looks like some of the quirks he's using are centered around this little spot that he has in his hand. Can't be sure exactly how that works, but he lets us know for sure that that was an air pressure type quirk that he used to blast Endeavor away when he tried to just grab Endeavor. And like I said, you know, he's just up to his old tricks. You got all these new games to play, and you're playing fucking Go Fish. I'm gonna grab him. He's still not used to using all these new quirks, and maybe he might just not know the feeling of using the quirk, so he can't just pull them all out right away. And like, did he get a fucking list of all the quirks he's gonna have? Were they putting together a care package for him? Like, I love that one, I kinda don't want that one. That one doesn't seem useful. Yeah, but if you combine it with this quirk? And who even knows if he can use multiple quirks at the same time? He might just be able to use one or two at a time at most. We know that some of the Nomu, the high-end Nomu, like the super advanced ones, can use multiple at the same time. So I talked about the air pressure quirk, but he also has a quirk that he called Radio Wave. Now, I think we've already seen this quirk in use before. Whenever they attacked UA, the first time we are introduced to Nomu, to Shigaraki, to anyone in the League of Villains. I think we saw this quirk used already because their communications were cut off. They couldn't get back to the school from the testing arena, so they had to send Ida to run there as fast as possible. That might have been the quirk that we're seeing Shigaraki use right now, because he cuts off all the communication, he gets directly in front of Bakugo and Deku, and they shit the bed so hard that they envision their deaths happening right at that moment. And it confused me at first when I saw the panel. I was like, what? But no. Gran Torino swoops in there and saves their asses. He's like, what are you all doing? Were you seriously going to try and scrap with that thing? That thing? He refuses to refer to Shigaraki as a human being now. We also learn that if, like, there's decaying ground and you try and, like, smash it, the rubble that has the decay on it, if it hits you, you're decaying too. Useful to know. So, Gran Torino tells him, look, just leave this up to the adults. We got this. The last thing we see is Ryukyu, the giant dragon bitch, taking a swing at Shigaraki. And he thinks he's clever. He goes to grab her hand like, you can't touch me. But it don't work, and he gets bashed into the ground because Eraserhead has got his eyes set on him. And Eraserhead he's got some conviction now. He's decided, you know what? The only reason why I'm alive right now is to take your ass out. And Shigaraki acknowledging Eraserhead is pretty cool. Is a pretty big death flag if you ask me. But, I mean, I do think Endeavor's going to die. I was hoping that Eraserhead wouldn't die, but we could also see Shigaraki take his fucking quirk. He might not know how to use that power exactly, but he has the ability to do it. I think Eraserhead's quirk is way too important to let Shigaraki get a hold of. But he also might be the best chance at beating him right now, especially before he really comes into his own, you know? That's basically the whole chapter. The next chapter we're getting, I guess, like, deeper into this fight is going to be on June 26th. That's quite a little ways away from right now. It's a little strange that it's going to be on the 26th, because that's not a Sunday. I guess we'll see how that's going to work out. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll talk at you next time. Peace!